You should know these things before Nefer comes to Genshin Impact. Nefer is coming to Luna 2 Genshin Impact. She is a DPS Dendro character. This means that she can be quite powerful, but you should know this before she arrives. Since Nefer is a Dendro character, she has access to a lot of strong reaction. But not to mention, Nefer also brings with her Lunar Bloom, just like Llama did. You'll have a similar Lunar Bloom mechanic with the moons on the side, just like Llama did. Now in the Genshin Impact livestream, she kinda looked a little complicated, but let me make it very easy for you. All you have to do using Nefer is have any sort of Hydro character as a support so you can use Bloom. Then with Nefer, you're going to use your elemental skill, then you're going to use your charge attack. Each time you use your charge attack, you gain a buff and you get a Nefer Bloom. And for each Nefer Bloom that you had, you use your charge attack, you get a buff, and then you use your elemental burst. It's very simple. She does a lot of damage, and with Lunar Bloom, she's going to deal even more damage. Now, having a Hydro character is pretty pivotal for something like this, so a character like I know is actually going to be a pretty incredible character to have, or any character like Furina or someone that can deal Hydro damage while not being on field. Nefer is pretty easy to use. You don't need to complicate her at all. All you need to know is that she makes her own buffs using the Lunar Blooms, and then she does a lot of damage after. Now, Nefer is a Catalyst character, but with the Catalyst actual weapon, there are already some pretty good options, like the Widsith having a lot of crit damage and giving you a lot of sub-stat buffs. It is really nice, but there are going to be new weapons coming into the Luna 2 update, and a lot of them are going to be in the weapon banner. So it's actually going to be a pretty good weapon banner with two good weapons. Of course, her best in slot weapon, the 5-star Reliquary of Truths, as well as a 4-star that is going to be on that banner as well. And it's going to be a pretty strong one with a crit damage substat. You also can use the Battle Pass weapons. They're both good and they can work just as well. So Sacrificial Jade at R1 or R5, whatever one you have now, will be pretty good for her. But if you get the new weapon in the weapon banner, it's going to be much better at R5 especially. Now, in terms of Nefer's talents, you're going to be sticking with Elemental Skill and then Elemental Burst. So level up your Elemental Skill much more, and then your Elemental Burst closely after. The normal attacks won't matter too much, so there it is. In terms of her artifacts, now you guys might be wondering, which artifacts am I supposed to use? I will give you a great answer, no headaches here. Just use the Knight of the Skies Unveiling. It's the new artifact set in Notcry, the one that Flynn uses as well. So definitely use this one. This is a pretty good artifact for her. Already has the Notcry effect on it. So if you have Ascending Gleam, which you will have when you're using Nefer, with another character like Aino or Lauma, you're going to have the Ascending Gleam effect, and that gives you bonus crit rate, which is very nice to have. For the Sands, you want to go with Elemental Mastery. For the Circlet, you actually want crit, so crit rate, crit damage, depending on which one you need, and then Elemental Mastery, depending on if you have some good substats or not. And for the Goblet, also go with Elemental Mastery. A lot of people might be asking why not Dendro damage bonus. It's because she uses Lunar Bloom, and that does not scale off of damage bonus, so you do not want that at all. For the substats, you want crit rate, crit damage, and you want Elemental Mastery. Those are the main three. Of course, you can get some energy recharge as well, so you can burst more often. So that is her build. It is pretty simple to have all of these. It's already available. You can already farm any of these stuff, so I do recommend that you guys do that before she even comes to Genshin Impact. So make sure you guys farm all of this. Her new artifact set, very important to have as well. And for her teams, you want to have at least one Hydro character in your team, and there are a bunch of options. Whether you want to have Furina, whether you want to have Aino. Aino is a very easy option since she is free to play and she is very good and gives you a Notcry buff, so you get Ascendant Gleam if you have Aino on your team with Nefer. And if you want something with Hyper Bloom, you have an Electro character there as well. You can use an Nefer if you really want, and you get some Lunar charge there, which is pretty nice to have. Or you can have someone in there with another Dendro application, someone like Nahida, someone like Dendro Traveler, or whoever else you may want to use in that slot. and it will work pretty well. An honorable mention is going to be Nilou. She's going to, of course, buff Bloom damage. That is going to be pretty awesome to have a full Bloom focused team. It's going to be pretty nasty. So Nilou, Aino, and then Lauma as well as Nefer. Those, I don't know. I really want to see what happens with that. So if you guys do that, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to comment on it. But yeah, that's going to be it. Pretty easy. See you guys next week.